Hi everybody, this is Janet Wright, and this video is an energy healing recap video where I'm telling you what I did in today's group energy healing and detailing the energy healing techniques so that you can learn them as you watch this video and try them on yourself. Woohoo! And this is the second of the 3 recap videos that I'm putting out today, all about today's healing, but it can be used all by itself as well. That's my dog groaning. There are 3 dogs in the room with me. The healing, I'm going to describe it in 5 steps. And 3 of the steps are on this video, and then step 4 and 5 are in the next video. The next video will be titled Insight Healings, for sure. Insight Healings. So I'll link them at the end of this video. So you just, look for, after this one, look for the next one. Okay. So on to explain to you how this, pretty much the first half, well, the first 10 minutes out of 25 minutes of this healing. So for starters, we redid everybody's gold energy aura buffer zones, but in a very simple way that just took a few seconds. So gold energy aura buffer zones, the 30-second explanation of it. If you really don't know what they are, I would totally recommend my standalone video in the quick techniques playlist called Gold Energy Aura Buffer Zones, because they're huge for energy self-defense, and once you learn them, it only takes a couple seconds a day. But anyway, they are big 6-foot all the way around energy fields of flowing universal gold light that you attach to the edge of your aura. And they're really simple to do. Once you know how to do it and you make your first one, then you just redo them. You recreate them in an instant. So that's what I told everyone to do. And that's because, for self-defense, you have to keep remaking the buffer so it's nice and big and flowing and it doesn't have any gashes in it. So it serves to protect you, which is what it's meant to do. All right, so we started with that because we were gonna make a lot of changes, and sometimes, well, I guess most of the times, everybody has somebody in their life that doesn't want them to change, or, has some kind of a grudge or whatever, or maybe it's just fear-based or whatever. So it's really nice to stay safe, particularly when you're growing fast, because for different subconscious reasons, some people are not going to be like, oh, you go girl. They're going to be like, that's making me nervous. Stop it. So you want to be super safe and flowing so that it doesn't stop your progress. All right, so that was step 1, just to redo the gold energy aura buffer zones. And if you don't know what they are yet, and you plan to watch that video, gold energy aura buffer zones, just for now say, okay, angels, can you please redo my gold energy aura buffer zones in your mind? Just say that, because your angels know what they are and they'll make them for you. Angels, can you please redo my gold energy aura buffer zones? And if you know what they are, just remake them. Boom, boom. Brand new set. I like doing that. Okay, so that was easy. Step 2 was also a total repeat of, it came out on Friday and we did it exactly the same as that Friday video. So there is a 20-minute walkthrough already. Divine Gold Sandstorm with Tricolor Earth Energy Soak. So I'm just going to walk you through like a mini 1-color version of that. But in the healing, we did all 3 colors and full length. I mean, we spent about 5.5 minutes on that step just because it's so excellent. And that's actually a big part of the processing support that I saw that people needed. Their grounding just wasn't releasing as much as they needed. I mean, a lot of people had pretty good looking grounding. Not everybody though. Some of the super grumpy or super exhausted people, their grounding was not great. It was okay, but not great. But then some people still had pretty good grounding, but these last 2 healings just really, it's like almost like I don't know if it's an expression, but I think about it. It's an expression in my head. So like awakened sleeping giant, you know, like where there's this really powerful part of you and it's awake now. It's you, but you're like, whoa, I'm gonna do this, you know, whereas before that level of like motivation and dedication was like dormant, but now like, you know, your sleeping giant part of you is like, rah, let's do this. So like these two healings really, you know, the Friday and the Sunday healing really did that for people. And so everyone was like, even like some standard energy geeks that, you know, they're really good with their self-care now with all these techniques. They still, their grounding needed to be like 4 times as much, because it was like they woke this sleeping giant determination and, you know, part of themselves with those two healings, because they did get the healings. And so it was like, rah, you know, and then the grounding was pretty decent grounding, but not like sleeping giant grounding, not like awoken sleeping giant grounding. So, anyway, so we'll do one color, but now just to give you a little bit of that. And if your intuition says, oh yeah, that was me, I needed more flowing grounding than just that, then do that video. It's 20 minutes and it came out on Friday, Divine Gold Sandstorm with Tricolor Earth Energy Soak. Like I already said, it's like one of my new addictions, that video. Okay, so just imagine you're grounding, imagine your aura, you're grounding. And right now, actually, it's always interesting. Just imagine how wide is your grounding compared to how wide your aura is. Because sometimes your grounding gets real narrow without, you knowing it. So it could be just as narrow as a little rope. It could be as wide as your hips. It could be as wide as half of your aura, but not all your aura. So just kind of notice, don't make it like a failure though, because then your mind won't want to tell you, But just notice, like, because even, me, like, my grounding was not as wide as all the layers of my aura just now. When I checked, it was like in a couple layers. So generally that means that you have an energy block somewhere in that corresponding layer of your aura, and it just causes a contraction in your grounding. But go ahead and just make a wide grounding, as wide as your whole aura, red or orange or yellow, because we're doing just a one color soak Divine Gold Sandstorm right now. So just like red or orange or yellow. I'm going to choose yellow. The angels like yellow for me right now. So I'm going to make a big wide yellow grounding all the way down to the center of the earth, and stay wide all the way down, flowing all the way down. Right? And then that's just grounding, and it goes from the center of the earth all the way up to your third chakra, and it's as wide as your whole aura, right? So that's grounding, which is great. But then the soak, earth energy soak, is you bring up an extra amount of earth energy, as if you're in a forest, because trees do it for you in a forest, but you're a big girl, you're a big boy, you can do it too. So just bring up an extra amount of yellow or red or orange earth energy all the way from the center of the earth, and just soak the bottom of your aura with it, your legs, your whole body, your aura all the way around you, and above your head, your aura above your head too. Just let the earth energy go all the way up there in that color that you chose, and just soak in it. And it just stays up real naturally. It's not hard. Like once it's up there, it just stays. And then just for the Divine Gold Sandstorm, and it's funny in my notes, like I just put DGS for Divine Gold Sandstorm, DGS. So now in my head I'm thinking DGS. But anyway, so out in front of you, just make a mini copy of you. So like your aura, your cute little body, however it's positioned right now, your spirit is probably pretty present in your body right now. I mean, unless you don't feel like that. But anyway, you just imagine your spirit and your body wherever it is. And then your grounding going all the way down the center of the earth, and this mini copy out in front of you. So aura, grounding, right? Body inside. And just, you got your earth energy soak going all the way up, and then just create with your fingertips and your hand chakras in the palm of each hand. That's the little flecks, lots and lots of little flecks of gold light that just spin round and round and round and round all around your aura and all around your grounding, and particularly your grounding, because that's the whole processing support. is making sure that, you know, your drain pipe is really, really, really huge and effective, like a giant waterfall, super powerful, right? And in the healing, what I did too, as I was checking people's grounding, which I do sometimes for myself too, is like I divide the grounding into quarters. So front left, front right, back left, back right, which may like be too complicated for your mind, but you may like it, you know, so you just double check, okay, is front left releasing enough? You know, and if not, just send extra, you know, Divine Gold Sandstorm down there to unplug it. And is front right of your grounding releasing enough? And just go ahead, use lots of Divine Gold Sandstorm in the front right of your grounding. And then how about the back? Back right and back left. Or you could just do the back all at once, the whole back half all at once. So it just depends about your mind, like something will click. Like maybe you like unblocking your whole grounding at once, or maybe you like doing the quarters, or maybe you like doing the front half or the back half. You know, I mean, just because I teach every single technique doesn't mean every single technique you're gonna love. You know, like, so just kind of listen and be like, ooh, the quarters really works for me, or no, the quarters blow my mind, I don't like the quarters. You know, that's fine, just do what works. But you're unblocking your grounding, making sure the whole way down, it's got this giant wide flow down. And throughout your aura too. And then you can just go ahead and you could leave the soak up if you want now. In the healing, I didn't. In the healing, we did all three colors, you know, like red first and then orange and then yellow. And then we brought the yellow down to like the regular height of grounding, which was here. But, you know, if it's really comforting for you to just leave it the way it is, that's fine. And I mean, you could even leave your Divine Gold Sandstorm going too, you know, in your grounding in your aura. Because it's like, you just leave it going, it's just kind of going. You know, like if you leave the faucet running, it's still running until you turn it off. Your intention could be that same thing, that you just kind of leave it going. If you want. It's up to you, what you like. Okay, so that was step 2. And that was, you know, about 5 minutes, almost 5.5 minutes to do that step with everybody, because we did all 3 colors. And again, we really needed to do that because of processing support. And I think it's important though, you know, because like sometimes people think, oh, well, it's a big healing, of course I'm going to feel awful, you know, and it's like, no, you know, if you support your flow enough, you actually could feel fantastic the whole time. I mean, maybe not, but, you know, in a lot of cases where people assume like it's natural to feel crappy, it's totally avoidable with more flow. So you participants, please feel free to keep doing that 20-minute video, even if you half listen to it. I mean, I do that. I mean, I do focused meditation too, obviously, but I do half listen to stuff, you know, when I'm feeding my cats or my dogs or whatever, and it's very helpful. Okay, so then on to step 3 of the healing, which was just, you know, it was a little bit like what we did on Sunday, but for different, I like it because we used it with it in a different, for a different purpose. And that is using the 3D composite copy. And I explain it in more detail, obviously, in the Sunday video that has 3D composite copy in the title. Repair all chakras at once is also in the title. If you haven't done it, it would be cool to do probably. But anyway, this is, you know, a model of a chakra, a flawed model, but somewhat cool. So chakra shape, you know, cylinder, round opening, generates light, generates energy, your chakras generate energy. So a 3D composite copy, this is just a condensed explanation because the Sunday video is out. You can watch that if you need more. But rather than imagine all 7 of these major chakras along your physical body spine and then all 7 major chakras along your spirit body spine, which are positioned this way for 7th, and then 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rather than imagining 14 chakras out in front of you, that's not really newbie friendly, you know, and it's not really like busy, experienced person friendly either. You know, to have to check each individual one. It's doable, you know, with intuition, but, you know, so this technique solves that problem. You imagine copies. This is not like I'm taking chakras out of my body. No. Angels always frown on that. I mean, if your angels tell you to do it, you know, Godspeed. But from when I've double checked with angels, because some people are like, oh, I don't do it that way, I take it out. And the angels are always like, tell them to not do that. So just a hint. But anyway, so you're just imagining a copy of your energy centers, right? But rather than 7 and 7, just imagine one. You kind of overlay them all into one image. So this is the composite or the blended copy of all 7 of 14, your 14 major chakras, 7 physical body, 7 spirit body, right? And so it's just one 3D copy that you're creating with your intention out in front of you, and round opening and round opening, right? And so in the Sunday video, which, you know, you can watch, we repair chakra damage using this 3D composite copy, which is really cool, you know, because that way you can repair chakra damage in all your chakras at once, which, you know, hello, very neat. But today we didn't need to do that because we already did that on Sunday, and thank God nobody got major chakra damage in the last 2 days, in part because they use gold energy aura buffer zones, which protect you. But, and that is true, because even, you know, like I have this one participant, and she's had some dramas with like her son's mother-in-law and stuff, but she didn't get any chakra damage between Sunday and now, because she does use gold energy or buffer zones, and they work. They help a lot. But anyway, so we repair damage on Sunday. But we still use this model in step 3. We still use a composite copy to clear energy blocks from all the major chakras at once. Cool. So, because the thing is, you know, you can get blocks, right? Like maybe there's a block like covering half of the front of the chakra, or half of the back of the chakra, or all of the back of the chakra. Maybe you have like a stack of 4 energy blocks in the back right there. But if you clear them, then, you know, the chakra releases a lot better, but then actually you may get more, because like things unrepress from inside the chakra and they get spit out, and they may not flow all the way down your grounding and just automatically release. They may just kind of hang out there. And then people can cord you more easily because you have energy blocks like right connected to your chakras, or like near your chakras in that flow, the outflow, the river of energy that comes out of the chakra. So basically you can have energy blocks, you know, stacked up in front or behind the chakra. And so for processing, it's important to just keep clearing those, because you could be pretty unblocked, but since you're processing, which means you're taking like big steps forward spiritually, it stirs up a lot. So like say if I do it for myself, right? Okay, this is a composite copy. So I mean, you know, all 7 and 7 major chakras, you better believe I have some energy blocks I can clear, right? So go ahead, just imagine your, you know, 3D composite copy of all 7 of your spirit chakras and all 7 of your physical chakras. Just meld the copies into one copy out in front of you, just with your mind. Spirits can do mad cool stuff like that. And then just imagine they're like, you know, like little flat pieces of hard energy that are energy blocks right here and here that you can clear. And those are energy blocks in various chakras, but you don't have to worry where they are because you just see them in your composite copy, and you can melt them with gold light from your hands. And if you want, I mean, you could do like a red soak. I didn't do this in the healing, but you could do like a red earth energy soak for all your chakras all at once by just bringing up red earth energy into this composite copy. which does feel pretty cool. Just since you're doing all, this is all your major chakras at once, well, a copy, I wouldn't recommend like soaking in the green or the blue or the purple, all your chakras, just the red, orange, or yellow would be fine of earth energy to bring up if you wanted. But anyway, I didn't bother doing that in the healing. So anyway, all I did was like this. You just imagine these stacks of energy blocks in the front and the back. And again, it's not bad, you know, like I keep saying, like you didn't fail if you have energy blocks. They could be from 4 lives ago or 10 lives ago, and you just didn't get a chance to clear them, and now you do. So you're a rock star. You're not a failure. You get to do it now. So just keep melting them away, just with your mind. Just kind of see some more. Like I see a stack of about 10 right here, so I'm just gonna melt those away. And then so those are gone, and then I see a stack of about 7 in front. And you don't have to see though, you know, like that's why I'm giving you the example so you can just imagine. But just use gold light, and you want to melt away people's energy cords going into the chakras. I did have an energy geek viewer who she tried this technique on her own, and she had like some weird results, and it was because she had a really big energy cord going into her heart chakra from somebody. And so just, you know, melt away the cords from other people going in here, because sometimes people, if they're corded in to these energy blocks, they kind of get anchored in place. So then you're trying to clear them and it just feels weird. So the gold light not only can melt away these stacked up energy blocks, but they can melt away energy cords. The gold light can melt away energy cords to other people going into these chakras or going into the stacks of energy blocks. And that's just with your intention. You know, you're just, I'm using this gold light to melt away the cords and the stacks of energy blocks. And again, since you're processing, you probably have a bunch of energy blocks, and plus it's a composite of 14 different chakras. So yeah, you got some blocks you could clear. And so go ahead, put that gold light into the inside of it too. Just let it float in there, and you know, that might spit out even more energy blocks to clear. So there's about a stack of like 6 back here. But again, it's just intuition. I mean, I kind of use a combo of feeling, intuition, and vision. But you know, if you're a newbie, you're gonna doubt everything. So you're gonna say, well, I'm just making this up, and that's fine. Just make it up. Because it's probably actually intuition. So I have a stack here of about 15 from various chakras, because this is a composite copy, right? So it's another reason not to be shocked that you have a ton of energy blocks to clear, because it's a composite copy of, you know, 14 different chakras. And also a little bit in the healing I did, like, you know, you can have energy blocks around this outside right here, and they just look like shells caked on. So I have, and again, this is a composite copy, so, you know, don't freak out if you see energy blocks or if you imagine them. But yeah, I have like 7 shells that are black and hard around this composite copy, which means they're in various chakras. So around various chakras. So I'm just going to melt them here, and that'll melt them off of all my chakras where they are, you know, and I don't have to worry about where they are. So now I only have 4 hard shells around this composite copy. Only 2 hard shells. And again, just calm down, keep breathing. The weird, you know, ironically, the less you try, the faster it works. Okay, so now, that's so cute. My angels, I don't know if it'll happen for everybody, but just ask your angels to do it because it's fun. Like once you clear the energy blocks around it, it can like sparkle rainbow sparkles. Because, you know, your different chakras, you know, with your intention, you set them red, orange, yellow, green, blue, violet. So this is a composite, right? So once you get all those hard shells off, then you see the, you know, you see all the rainbow sparkly colors on your 3D composite copy. All right, cool. So that's enough. You can always do more of that on your own. But, and that was step 3 of the healing. But after that, you know, before I took my take your dogs out break, I did, just one color of the divine gold sandstorm earth energy soak, just like we did at the start of this video. So like we'll do a super quick version. So just imagine you're grounding, imagine the width of your aura. Just for curiosity, did your grounding pull in? Mine did. Mine is as wide as my 4th layer, but not as wide as my 7th layer, so same thing. So I'm just gonna redo it so it's as wide as all my layers. And the reason it did that is because I have an energy block and some cords right at my heart chakra. Well, actually in my aura in my 4th layer. So not like you need to know that, but that's, you know, it's just some energy block that makes the grounding pull in like that. Okay, so recreate your grounding as wide as your whole aura, red or orange or yellow, and then bring up the earth energy and soak in it. And then use a copy out in front of you and just make a divine gold sandstorm and just use all those little flecks of gold light. So it's not sand, it's gold healing energy that you're just spinning around, you're grounding. And particularly do that, the grounding, you know, if you want, do, you know, all the quarters of your grounding, front left, front right, back left, back right. But if you don't like that, but you like front half, back half, do that. Or center, sides, you know, whatever. But if you just like think of your grounding as a whole, that's cool too. So just divine gold sandstorm in your grounding. Just make sure that everything you want to release can release down your grounding right now. Because a process like, you know, working on all your major chakras at once, will, like we just did, makes you want to release, you know? So you want to make sure you don't have any capacity, you know, volume issues in your grounding. You want to be able to handle everything that wants to let go. Not only at this second, but like 4 hours from now, a day from now, because it starts a process. So it's nice to do this little, even just, you know, the single color version like we're doing, just to make sure you got things all set with your grounding release. Okay, great. So that is, that was the first 10 minutes of the healing. And that's the end of this video. And if you want to watch the 3rd video, I will describe the new technique that I used in today's healing called Insight Healings. Okay, bye.